Before starting the video, these information are mere leaks, and they are from a Reddit post. Not only that, but from an account with 2Karma, and even he says that they may not be true. Why do I believe them? I don't. I'm simply discussing them because it's fun to speculate unconfirmed stuff in a YouTube video and wait for a bunch of people to ask you for the source in the comments. In all seriousness though, I really enjoy discussing these leaks with you guys, and I ask you to take these with a grain of salt. However, if true, these leaks are sounding very interesting. Krauser has his backstory revealed, Albert Wesker turned into a boss fight, and we even have a potential demo release date. Enough talk, let's jump right in. First, it says that a certain boss area is going to be completely gone in a remake, and one regular enemy is cut. I can't really think of any bosses that are particularly prone to removal. However, there have been rumors that Krauser will not be in the game, so I wonder if it's him. The action segments, it says, are going to be similar to those of Resident Evil 3 Remake and Resident Evil Village, which obviously means this. To be honest, I don't know what to think of this one. As much as the action is needed for a feeling of excitement, it needs to be carefully balanced, not to interfere with the horror theme. This is especially important after we've seen in the trailer that the remake is going to be more inclined towards horror, as the color patterns used and the general chemistry of the environment showed. It goes on to say that there will be stalker roles in the game, and the Hookman from the beta version of the game is going to make a return, but this time as a boss fight. And unlike the leaks that were popular previously, this one says that Krauser will be in the game. And this makes sense because cutting him is just unnecessary. It would just be a lazy mistake. Additionally, it says that Krauser's character is going to be more fleshed out. I hope that they include a playable minigame that covers the events of Operation Javier as an introduction to Krauser and an establishment to his backstory as a partner of Leon. It says that the village section is going to be more spaced out, and there will be giant spiders as enemies. I'm not really sure if I believe that one, but moving on. The game is set to include 8 new enemy types, which is a huge number and an exciting one as well. It says that the game will include stealth mechanics, which is huge, and a merchant will have more backstory as well as Dr. Salvador. To be honest, I always wanted to know the merchant's backstory, as he was the most mysterious character in the game in my eyes. Dr. Salvador, however, seemed just like a regular enemy. Also, Dr. Salvador is said to have a stalker role in the game, and the island section will have less action and the player will spend most of the time in a lab. It mentions that he will be taller than Leon and turn to a boss fight in the cabin where Lewis and Leon fight against the Ganados, as well as the possibility of switching to first person and kicking mechanics making a return. Now, the way these leaks were written implies that first person and kicking mechanics will either make a full return or be specific to the cabin area. I'm more inclined towards the possibility that they will be present throughout the whole game though. Moving on, it says that the game will have more areas. This is not surprising and most likely is true. If you think about it, in the trailer, there were signs that this remake is going to change a lot, just from the way the environments looked and how Leon's face looks a little more serious than in the original. So having new areas is probably the most expectable thing in this remake. Ashley is said to have advanced mechanics in the remake, as she will be able to help Leon with small stuff like unlocking doors. She will also have a small knife and be able to push enemies off, as well as give Leon items to help him in his battles. Moving on, it says that the Bella sisters will be cut from the game, and Albert Wesker will be a small boss fight, which I find convenient since many people criticize the game's story for not evolving Wesker as much as he deserved, as his contribution in a separate ways extra was very small. This will probably open up more room for the player to know Wesker and, more importantly, see an interaction of him with Leon. Continuing with the leaks, it says that the game will involve more survival horror gameplay and that Sadler will fight you first in his human form and then mutate into his spider form. Also, it says that the side characters will have a mini-story DLC. Now, I've said this already, but I really want to see the merchant's backstory, so I really hope this leak is true. Finally, for the last and most important information, which I think all of you clicked on this video for, the leaker says that the demo release date is either November, December, or January.